Hey everyone, I wanted to give you a look at the flap mod that I did for my F-86. For those of you that are just kind of tuning into this model, really this model lands super hot. It lands fast. I don't care if you get it to just almost to stall and then glide it in. This thing will pick up speed on the glide and still try to land at like 40 miles an hour. It's crazy fast. I'm going to show you actually how the flaps go up and down. So right now you can see they're pretty streamlined with the body. There's flaps half down for takeoff, flaps for landing. The back of the flaps I did not ultra coat those only because I didn't have any more left. So what I did is I just covered those in very thin CA to give them some protection from the elements. And they're also hardened that way as well. So anyways, you got half down, up. So mainly I'll be taking off like this, landing full, but I'll test out the midway as well just to see what that does. Let me flip over the bird so you can see what I've done, although I haven't actually done a finish on it yet, so it's going to look pretty rough. But anyways, let's take a look. Okay, so what I did is I cut holes in the wings, and as you can see I put them so that each servo goes the exact same direction. You see the one on the left there, actually as I was cutting that hole, the balsa split apart and fell apart in little pieces, which ended up making a really bad cut. So anyways, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put some silver ultra coat over this, maybe the trim. I'll seal up everything pretty nice before I fly it. But I just wanted you all to see exactly what I did. So there's the one that's kind of rough. There's that one, and there's that one. I just used two 9-gram HXT 900 servos, cheapy ones basically. And what I did is I just used hot glue, a good amount of it, and just placed them right into the hot glue on the wing under the wing there, and it glued in really nice and tight. It's great. The flaps are, I covered them in an ultra coat black. I didn't have any silver. And I used Blenderm tape, which is a very, very strong tape, but it also flexes kind of like skin. It's used in the medical industry. Great adhesion, great flexibility, works excellent for hinging. And I did that with this one as well. So these flaps are not cut into the wing, so you do have a little bit of a lip there. I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all. I didn't really want to cut into the wing and mess it up any further. This plane's already seen a lot of abuse from bad landings, so I wanted to at least try to keep everything intact. But anyways, you can see the flaps in operation here. There we go, takeoff, landing. So they're pretty strong. They flex just a very little bit. Not seeing any problem at all. So that should hold out well on landing. You can see I'm pressing my finger on here pretty good. Nothing, just a tiny bit of flex. Same here. So it shows how strong that tape is. And I think what I'll do is I'll also put another layer of tape underneath if it seems like these aren't going to hold strong enough. But I think we're going to be good. Anyways, stay tuned for the flight video. I'll be adding that on here. We'll take it out to the field here and see what she does. Also on the subject of modifications, I made a modification a few flights ago, and it's actually worked out really well. I took the fiberglass tube, you can still move my finger out of the way, I drilled a hole in it, and then I used epoxy putty to surround the hole just so it doesn't fray anymore or shred, and kind of shape the putty a little bit so it looks more like an intake sucking in the air there. And it's actually worked really well. It's right next to the receiver. It will definitely suck out the hot air inside the cabin, and any air that comes in will come in from these gun ports. So we actually have a flow of air getting sucked in through the ports. It'll come in, blow across the ESC, gets sucked right out through the tube here, and go right out the tail. The plane flies very well with it. I didn't see any changes whatsoever in the flight characteristics. It seemed just as fast, and I didn't notice any pulling any side. So I think if anybody's looking for a good modification to cool down their ESC, just give that a try. Just I think the size of drill that I used, it wasn't very big. It was Oh, I can't remember actually. It's a little bit bigger than a quarter drill, but you could try a quarter, maybe make it a little smaller than I did if you want, if you're not too sure about it. But anyways, it's been working great for me. You know, you may not have to put the epoxy putty around like I did. I just did that because I didn't want the hole to start pulling apart with, you know, maybe the flow of air might be so hard that it starts shredding the fiberglass. So the epoxy putty, I think, works really well to help protect against that. And it gives it a shape so that I can basically make it work like a scoop. Stay tuned for the flight. It's coming up.